Hi, Nigel Saunders. We're here on a beautiful September day. We're going to look at our eastern white cedar bonsai again. And so the tree, since the last video, which was June 20th, I've let the tree grow and recover, and it's starting to get there. Starting to get the foliage to fill in. So this time we're going to go in and look at it, and we're going to give it, refine the style, and check the growth, see what it's been doing since our last video, and give it a light pruning and a bit of a structural pruning. Okay, so I've got the tree in the turntable, and the first thing we're going to do is the tree's starting to get wide. We want to keep it fairly compact, and the natural form of a cedar is a flame shape. So if you imagine a candle flame, big at the bottom and it tapers up to a point at the top. It's a little more rounded at the top, but basically a flame shape is what we're after. So on this side we're getting kind of wide, and we're a little sparse on this side, so we're going to try and kind of equalize that and give it a pruning. So I'm going to come around the front of the tree. Now, there's been a lot of new growth coming from this lowest branch here. It sprouted multiple sprouts from the base down here. So to get our candle flame, this is our first branch here, and we want it to be tucked in shorter than this one. So we're going to do some pruning here, and again we want a branch leader. So, and we've got another big sprout coming off here that's coming up. So I think what we're going to do is, well, let's see. I think what we're going to do, we're going to prune this one that's growing up. Will probably be our new branch leader. And I'm thinking we can probably get rid of a lot of this branch right here. So this will be our branch leader. I think most of that is going to go. So let's get rid of that. We'll just cut it off here for now. So a fairly big branch. And that's an effort to get this flame shape. So now we want to, this one's starting to grow up into the other branches, so we've got to want it to grow outwards but also vertical. So we're going to prune it back, and one of these sub branches here will be our new leader. So I'm going to prune it off to here for now and have a look at it. Now, all this hanging foliage isn't bad down here. We're getting a little long, so we're going to prune it off to probably, we've got an upward growth here, which will be our branch leader, and I think we're just going to prune it off to there and keep that upward growth like that. This hanging growth isn't too bad, I don't mind that. We're just going to prune this off here, getting that cut up like so. And I'm looking at this other branch here again. It's still a little long, so I think we're going to prune it quite far back, probably even right to this one here, like so. Take that off, and we have a new branch leader here. This one, it's kind of growing underneath this one, so we're going to prune that off back to here. I think Yeah, yeah, right to there. And that gets our bottom branch a little more in check with our flame shape. Now the other area we're wide is right here. Imagine our flame shape coming up. So we've got to take this one back. Now we have 2 branches in this area. There's a cat flying overhead. This is that plane flying overhead was one of the snowbirds. It's a Canadian aerobatic team. There he goes, right up there. See if I can get him. Okay, so the snowbird action has died down. So we're back at this branch. We've got 2 branches going from the same spot here, and I'm just looking here. They're both not bad. It definitely has to be shortened because it's just getting too wide here for our flame shape. I think we're going to take it right back to this first branch here. Now, thinking here, if we just leave it like that, yeah, I think so. I'm just wondering if we want to keep any branching. There are buds on this, there's some green on this branch. If we cut it back, it would sprout out again. Alright, well, just take it back to here for now. And we'll take it back to the green growth back here. It's getting more in check. This one, we've got to shorten the leader on it. I hope I'm not blocking the camera there. This one, we want a leader. So we're going to pick an outward facing leader. We're going to prune off this one. Like so. And we're going to shorten it again up here. So we still have our branch leader coming up. These are fanning out. Now they're kind of getting a little long and the foliage isn't very fine. We've got long internodes here. So what we're going to do is just pinch it back. And we're going to, like so, and here, and here, and here. So it shortens it, but it keeps our branching. This one's alright. It's a nice direction. There is some overlapping, so we're going to pinch off some of this inside growth. Like that, and just shorten the tips. And cedars, you want to do a combination of scissor pruning and pinching on them. Scissor pruning for structure and pinching for tight foliage pads. So that branch is getting shorter. I think we could even take that tip off there. Once I find my scissors. Yeah, I'm going to take it right back to here. Let me just make sure you can see that. There, and we're also going to pinch these tips a bit to get them a little more compact. They're not too bad, but and when you're pinching them, if you grab them in your thumb and you kind of pinch them to a rounded profile, you get a nice length of foliage. Okay, so it's still kind of long in this area here. I think, let me see here. Yeah, I don't know. I think we're going to have to prune that back harder, or pinch it back harder. So we're going to take it back to there. That's better. This one's got to come back too. Maybe even to here. Better. Now this one, we're going to prune the growing tip off. And this will be our new branch leader here. There's some inward growth here we can remove. And some more here, which, I don't know, we'll just prune the top off. And now we're going to get rid of the whole thing. So everything's fanning out from the main trunk. Yeah, that's about. And we'll just, again, pinch the growing tip, so we'll keep our leader up here. The other foliage we're going to prune back to a nice rounded profile, like so. Well, let's have another look at it here. So that's got that side in check for width. It looks a lot better. So next, the trunk on this cedar is quite vertical, and there was a major, the top divided into two trunks, and I removed quite a major one a long time ago here. So this is on a bit of an angle. So what we want to do on the top canopy is, this will become a new, sort of a twin trunk at the top, and we want our canopy to be more over top of the trunk of the tree. So what we want to do is prune back some of this new growth at the top here to shift the canopy more towards the left hand side. So I'm going to go up here, and we're just going to, again, grab the foliage in your hand and pinch to a rounded profile. Let's see how that looks. We still have this branch being shaded out here, so we're going to have to do some structural pruning up top just to give that light. So some of these branches that are directly above that one we've got to get rid of. And I've got to go in here and see where they are. So you leave this one right here. Get in there. There we go. And this one. That gives this branch some more light now, so it'll help fill in the canopy. Okay, so the next thing we want to do, this branch is also getting a little long, so we're just going to go in and clean it up. So this one, for instance, it's getting a little high, so we're going to replace our growing tip with another one that has a good line. Which I'll just start by pulling some of the vertical growth away. Yeah, we've got one back here that's pretty good, so we can get rid of that one totally. So that gives a little space between the branches, which is nice. Now here's a sprout on this lower branch that just grew since our last pruning. And I'm trying to see if we can use it or not, if it's useful. It's kind of, we want that zigzag pattern to the branches. And this kind of defies that. However, it does fill in a nice hole in the foliage there. So I think what we'll do is we'll keep our, just prune it back a bit. Now you can always remove them later on if it, you know, if we get more foliage at the back and it starts filling in. There, so it's still there, but it's not as significant. So it looks better. It still fills in the foliage, or fills in that hole in that area, but it's not as noticeable as a upright branch. So the next thing we want to do is we want to shorten this side a little bit. It's getting longer than this side of the tree. So again, we want to find a flowing branch line. And everything else will get pruned more horizontally. I think we're just going to do some pinching here again, just to bring it back a little bit. We don't want to, we don't need to bring it back too far, but it's still a little long. Hi, girls. I think this one, this will be our new branch leader, and we'll get rid of that vertical one here, like so. We're getting a little interference between branches here, so we'll prune this one off. This one back a little shorter. So, now, I'm just looking at the tree. Now here we've got a branch that's kind of crossing in front of the trunk, so we'll prune that off so it's not doing that. We'll keep it, but just prune it off like that. This one we're going to prune back too, or just pinch back. So I'm just going back and looking at the shape of the tree now. On the left hand side right here, we're getting a little long, so we're going to go in. We've got some inward growth here we can remove. We have our branch leader, so we can shorten this to a rounded profile. So you just pinch it in your fingers and remove everything around. So, and same with this one. So we're going to get it in our fingers and pinch back. Like so. Same here. again back these ones. Let's see how that looks. It's better. It's still a little long. We've got some strange things happening here. Got some very vertical growth here. It's going to be needed to prune back. So we're going to scissor prune the tallest one here. Move this inward growth. And I think we got to shorten that even more. Move that and this. Move that off. Now, I think we got to get rid of one of those vertical ones. This one right there. And again, we'll move this inward growth. There's quite a bit of. And we'll prune our leader back a bit here. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, it's getting better. We're a little long on our profile up here, so we're gonna do some work. We'll get rid of that vertical growth and shorten the rest. So we're going to shorten a little more. Let's have a look at that. Still a little long here. Inside growth. And we've got some foliage a little long here. Shorten that up. A little long here. That's better. Spin the tree around. Now the back's getting quite full. So again, we're going to have to go in and shorten some of our growing tips. You want your back of your tree a little fuller so it gives a nice foliage backdrop, and then you see your structure more in the front. Now let's have another look at the tree here. And remove some of this vertical growth here. Girls, and some of this inside growth. Back a bit. Okay, it's looking better. Okay, so this branch here is kind of interfering with the trunk, and I think we're going to have to prune it back shorter. So we have a lot of growth here, so we're just going to scissor prune that off shorter here and clean up some of this longer stuff here. Yeah, let's see that. Yeah, we're actually gonna take it even right back. To there. Shows our crown a little more. We got some inward growth here we got to get rid of. The crown of the tree, even though it's like a little ball of foliage right now, you still want to keep the structure under control, because, you know, as the tree gets a little bigger, we'll start using more of these branches. So anything you can do to kind of keep good light to it and a bit of a structure helps a lot. Removing inside growth, vertical growth, stuff that you just don't need. We'll just give that a top pinching too. Get our profile in order. Like that. Yeah, that's better. We've got some kind of inside growth here. Get rid of that. Let's have a look at the tree now. Okay, so I think that's about all we can do for the front of the tree. I'm just going to rotate around and check out the back of the tree. We're just going to do some a bit of pruning just to get rid of some of this inside growth. So we want everything fanning out from the center of the tree. Make sure there's nothing drastically wrong with it. Yeah, a bit of inner growth here. Just getting rid of. Okay, I think the rest is looking pretty good. So, a lot of people will ask me, how often do you prune your trees? And, you know, this tree this year so far I've done it twice. So, in between the prunings, you let it grow, and then you prune it back. See? You only prune it when you need to. If it's, you know, developing foliage and back branch and back budding and that, it's good. Leave it. When things start getting out of profile, out of size and scale, then that's the time you need to go in and prune it. And cedars, the last pruning was quite a structural pruning. And as you can see this time, it needed less structural pruning and it was more of a pinching operation. So on cedars, you need a combination of the two techniques. You need, you know, scissor pruning, hard pruning, and pinching. And with those combination of techniques, you'll get a really nice shape to your tree and nice compact foliage, and it'll look really good. And there's, get out of there. Come here. Hi. Come here. Oh my God. There's Dandelion. Dandelion's digging in my pots. I just want to talk about the placement of, you know, figurines and animals in your bonsai. If you do place figurines in your bonsai, you have to make sure they're the right scale to the tree. So, you know, if you place this animal here, it's too large for the scale of the tree. So you want something smaller. By the way, this is Max. He's like the cutest little guy in the world. Right, dude? Yeah, he's a cute guy. Oh yeah. Maybe Max will help us out on some of future videos, I don't know. He likes to sleep in the daytime, but he comes out at night a lot, don't you? He's a good guy. And quite cute, I think. Very cute. He's a very cute fellow. And Max likes to play probably more than Dandelion. He plays like a kitten, or sort of in between a kitten and a dog. So but he loves to play. I mean, he'll play for hours. But I think right now he's kind of hungry. I think he's a little hungry right now. Are you a little hungry right now? You're a cutie. You're a cute one. Yes. Yeah. So there's Max. Big Max, eh? That's it for today. We've pruned our cedar up. You've met some of the animals, and we saw the snowbirds. And that's it. So Nigel, Saunders, we'll see you next time.